Hello, good afternoon.
Hi.
How's everybody? Good. Welcome to our first meetup in Google Business Group Malaysia. I welcome you all. Now I'm going to quickly, my name is Wayne. I'm your MC for today. So I'm just quickly going to run you the topic that we're going to talk about today. So basically, that's me. I'm Wayne. That's my email, and I can be found in gplus.to at Wayne Chan CW. And what we're going to do today is, firstly, we're going to do an introduction by my friend here, Marcus Wood from DM1. And then after that, we're going to do an introduction to Google Business Group, what it's all about by Ola. And then after that, we're going to invite Deon to talk about how to get Malaysian business online and also to talk about Google Engage as well. And then after that, we'll do a Q&A session, and then we'll end the day with the refreshments. Okay? So without further ado, I will invite Marcus to do the introduction. All right. I hope you don't really suffer a lot on the jam and stuff. It's really bad. But thank you for being here with us today, and we really hope you enjoy this evening. Welcome to the Google Business Group Malaysia. This is the first ever hangout that we are organizing. And allow me to introduce myself. My name is Marcus from DM1, and I'm the founder of Google Business Group Malaysia. Right? Professionally, I'm the web consultant representing DM1. Right? We are, along with me, a team of people committed to bring this event to success. I think I'll just introduce them one by one. We have Benjamin Chiang. Benjamin. Apolo. So Benjamin's email is on top there. Right. Next we have Wayne. Yeah, Wayne introduce himself as our first student. And also we have Chen Wong, and also handling social media for weddingguidevision.com, and you can find Chica's people Chen Wong. Alright, and also our photographer of the day, Brandon Yu.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
So first of all, actually, before I start talking, I just wanted to say really thank you and big congratulations to the whole founders group, Marcos, Wayne, and everyone else who was involved in organizing this event. I just flew in from Zurich this morning, and this is the first event actually that I'm attending here in Southeast Asia. And I have to say I'm absolutely amazed about the spirit and the quality that you guys put together as your first event. So really congratulations.
Thank you.
So they actually asked me to talk a little bit about business groups, but it looks like you've actually figured it out without any introduction, because this is what a business group is about. It's about bringing passionate people together to talk about technology, to talk about how the internet can actually improve the success of your business, how it can help you to reach a larger number of customers, how it can help you to improve internal or external processes or reduce your costs. And the idea of kickstarting this project came actually from the community itself. So we in Google very often come to the markets and organize a larger event, which is called a G-Day. And basically for 2 days, we bring a large organization of Googlers to the country, and we talk about different products. We bring our engineers, our product managers, sales, marketing, to meet with the people in the markets and actually show about the latest developments in the web technologies. But basically, so each of these days, one of the days is focused around more of the technical topics, so it's targeted at developers, and the second day is targeted at businesses. So we used to have a community, or we still have a community for technology users called Google Technical User Groups, GTAGs. Does anyone know already about the GTAGs in this forum? I know Mike does, but anyone else? Okay, so it's basically basically a community as well of developers that are very interested to learn more about Google APIs and how they can use the technology to develop their applications. So we basically had these communities for technical users, and during these events, people were approaching us and saying, so after you leave, how can I contact Google afterwards? How can I stay updated about everything else, what's happening? And so we would always direct them to the local user groups, to the GTACs, right? But then on the second day, when we talk about business, we presented all the technologies that businesses can use for their to improve the success of their company. But then basically after we left, there was nothing in the market where people could get together, meet, discuss, and continue this kind of spirit and dialogue. So after one of the events in Egypt that we ran, a group of business people came to us and said, we would like to actually start a business community around Google products, and asked whether Google would be interested to help support developing this kind of infrastructure. So we found this extremely interesting, and that's how the first business group actually started in Cairo. So that was in December. Can you imagine, actually, this program was just started as an idea in December, and now it's about 5 months old, and we already have 20, if I remember right, 29 groups around the world. And this is the first group in Malaysia. And I really look forward to make the groups grow in this country. So the goal would be to actually have one of these groups in each of the major cities. And I'm very happy to see that we have such a strong basis in the Kuala Lumpur group, because you will be the group that actually will be responsible for building out this program in Malaysia. So whatever you do, everyone else who comes next will be looking after you and seeing what you have done, learn from your learnings, joining your events, looking after everything that has happened in the past. So I think you have a really big role, and hopefully you're looking forward to it as well, and you will have fun and enjoy the events that will follow. And we will definitely stay in contact as well, and I will see how I can support this program and enable anything that you can just imagine that can help your country to really build out this infrastructure and help companies understand how important it is to actually become part and adopt the latest technologies that can help your business become more competitive also on the international level. So I just wanted to tell you a short story from my personal experience. So I joined Google 4 years ago. I come from Poland, now I live in Switzerland, and I just met one colleague from my country here today, so it's amazing how international the world is getting and where you can meet all the people. So before I joined Google, I had my own company as well. But at that time, I was just very inexperienced. I just finished my MBA, and I said, oh, I'm going to start my own company. But for me, internet was basically mainly about communication and social networking. And maybe I would use search or look for some kind of information or do a research for my university. And then after I joined Google, I actually realized how many opportunities I was missing. After I was exposed to a lot of companies that were able to multiply their revenues by actually adapting some of the online technologies, I realized that this is something that I also want to share with everyone else in the world and help small and medium enterprises understand the potential that it has and how it can help you to become more and more competitive and reach a larger and larger number of companies. I wrote down a couple of statistics for Malaysia, if you just pass it. So together with McKinsey, we've actually run a survey among small and medium enterprises here in Malaysia, and we've asked those companies that have already adapted the different technologies how this has impacted, or in which areas they think it has impacted their business. So there were several aspects that were mentioned. So some of them were revenue growth, and the cost of goods sold went down, overhead cost reductions, and productivity gains. So do you want to take a guess, for example, what was the average revenue growth communicated by the companies that have adapted web technologies for their business? What would be the difference of a company, the average difference of the revenue between a company that's not using internet and the one that's using internet to promote their business? Just a guess. How much do you see? 30? 30%? Any other guesses?
50?
Yeah.
50.
50?
Yeah.
So it was around 20. Yeah, the average. So like you both right. Another one that was also scoring quite high is the productivity gains. Anyone want to take a guess?
Say 20 now. You probably want to say less.
Okay, it's 10%, but it was ranging between 8 and 20% as well. So there is a really high potential, right, for understanding what is out there, also outside of just the search, just creating your online presence is basically the first step. And I hope that you can utilize this community to learn from each other, to exchange best practices, attract speakers, and organize even larger and larger events to actually connect with like-minded people, have fun together, learn together, exchange knowledge, and also sometimes become even inspired maybe to create totally new ventures that you have not thought about, or meet some other business partners that can help you to work together on these ideas. I will also work towards connecting the different groups internationally. So as I said, we have 29 groups in all different countries, and I hope that it can also be very profitable for you to learn how a small and medium enterprise is operating in Egypt, or in Africa, or in Colombia. What are the challenges that they are facing? What are the business models, or how are they actually using the technologies? And maybe this way you can also realize some of the different business models that maybe have not been adapted in your country yet, and use these ideas to spark new trends, spark new business ventures in your country. So I think that's about it from my side for the introduction, and I will leave it up for questions if there are any questions. No questions? How have you heard about this event, by the way? I'm just amazed about the number of people that showed up for that. For the first
Networking.
Networking. Great. So I'm sure there is a lot of knowledge in these groups, and one thing that I would actually encourage you to do is to create a both-way communication, right? It's not about Marcus or Wayne or anyone of you standing here and talking. It's about each and every one of you sharing what they know about the technologies, bringing also high potential speakers to these events, so that each of you can contribute to the growth of this community and make the best use of the time that you're getting together. And then you will see that these kind of bindings, it's going to be very difficult to break them. And if you have fun doing this, I really believe that you can achieve really great results for your own companies, but also for your country, because in the end, by bringing up the level of competitiveness of your companies, actually has a very positive contribution to the economic development of your country and the GDP of your country. So just to mention one statistic, I think the internet is contributing 1.9% to the overall GDP in aspiring countries, whereas in the developed countries it's 3.4% on average. So there is a long way still to go, and I think there's a lot of opportunities for people like you, for really bright young individuals that are motivated to do things and are motivated to learn. And I would really encourage you to use this opportunity. And we from Google, and Aileen here is actually our point of contact based here in Malaysia. So we hope to see more of these kind of meetings and more groups growing. And I hope that you guys will have fun and enjoy. Thanks a lot.
Hi everyone. Well, it's more of you here than I had anticipated, definitely. So this is a great turnout. I'm still slightly flustered because I was rushing here. Taxi driver got lost. Word of advice, right? When the taxi driver is confused and you have Google Maps open, right? Just trust Google Maps. It was like it's supposed to go a bit more, and then it was like it's Bangsar South. You should get off here. Then I'm like, but the arrow hasn't reached there yet, so I got off. Then they told me I got to wait here. So word of advice. Okay. So basically, my name is Deon Moore. Okay, I'm in Google Malaysia office. The work that I do generally deals with small, medium businesses. So one of the initiatives that we are launching is called Get Malaysian Business Online, or GMBO, for those of you who have heard it before. I think it's interesting to share some facts about why did Google set up a presence in Malaysia, and why did we launch this initiative here. So the internet is with any other business, right? It's a supply and demand, right? You need to have demand before you can supply stuff. So let's talk about the demand of internet in Malaysia. Malaysia has about 6 million households. I think 4 million of which have access to internet. That translates into 80 million Malaysians online in total in Malaysia. So some people might say, yeah, that's a pretty big number, but what's the quality of the people online? Well, figures have shown that Malaysians generally spend about 20 hours a week online. That is the equivalent of all traditional media, print media, radio, right, TV, right, combined. So that's a pretty significant amount of time. So some people might say 20 hours a week, right? No worries, I can still, they probably spend other time reading newspaper, watching TV and all that. I can still target those folks instead. Well, again, our Google research has shown that, or our Google Partners research has shown that 90% of people today, right, because technology is so efficient that we don't consume media in silos. Basically, we like to multitask even when we consume stuff, right? When people watch the TV, you don't actually just watch TV, right? You check your phone, your laptop's on, right? You listen to music, right? So, you don't like say, I can just watch TV now because it demands my total attention and everything else shuts off. So it doesn't work that way. So 90% of people actually multitask when they consume media, right? And the interesting thing is, out of this 90%, right, 80% give the most priority to the internet, and the TV and everything else comes secondary. So you can see, right, we're not just commanding, the internet is just commanding in terms of the number of hours that people are spending, but it's commanding their attention, like purely like, okay, out of all the media that's distracting today, the internet is the one that I'm purely focused on. Some people say, yeah, I know, but if they're going to consume it only on weekends and not going to consume it on weekdays, right, because they're not free, what does it matter to me, right? Again, numbers have shown that about 80% of Malaysians accessed the internet just yesterday. So you see, it's a very even distribution of consumption. Again, some people might still say, but if they're not just going to go on to the internet and watch YouTube and watch Justin Bieber for 20 hours a week, that's not really matter to me, right? Correct? But unless I'm selling a Justin Bieber paraphernalia, right? So again, we've shown that, right, 60% of people who go online use the internet as their primary source for finding out about a business, a product, right, or just a local service. So above all other medias, like radio, TV, newspaper, and everything, definitely below 60%. So research has shown that people search for anything under the sky. Malaysians in particular, right? They search for where can I get a plumber, right? Who's the local artist that's playing right now, right? How can I, where can I get the cheapest bargains? What kind of movies are coming up? So you think about it, right? 18 million Malaysians being online 20 hours a week, right? Focusing all their time on the internet, and each of those people are searching for something that they want, they need, right? They're most likely could be a potential customer to your business, and not to be online is a waste for them. So let's say now we know that then this number of people online. What does the average website, if your business will have a website, right? What will it command attention span? Again, Google Analytics has shown that it commands about 6 minutes and 32 seconds. We're very precise on the second. I don't know why. That was a number I was supposed to recall. So, again, I bring this up. Someone who comes to your site spends 6 minutes and 32 seconds for you to sell something to him, right? Something for to provide a service. Even if you were to come to someone to come to the shop, right? For that person to linger 6 minutes and 32 seconds, will it be popular? Yeah, maybe you could. He might linger 6 minutes, right? Someone passing by on the street, you've seen credit cards, right? They tell you to sign up for this plan, sign up for insurance, right? How often can you stop someone for 6 minutes and 32 seconds to sell them something? Again, it's a hard push, right? Maybe, hey, if you got interesting bargains or something that the person is attracted to, it might work, but not all the time. So, that being said, you see that the demand side for the internet is overwhelming in Malaysia, right? We definitely use a lot of internet. Now the interesting thing is, let's flip it around. So what is the supply side, right? There's so much demand on the internet. What is the local businesses doing about it? SME Corp has said that there are about 700,000 SMEs in Malaysia itself. But how many are online? Anyone take a guess? Percentage-wise?
10.
10%. Anyone say around 10? Higher, lower?
Higher, I guess. 20.
Okay, who says lower? How much lower? 7%. Who says higher? 15%. Got 50%. I feel like I'm making a reading here. Look at the sidetrack, right? The screen sold for record sale in today, 190 million US. Just our track. I was watching it before I came. I was like, everyone was like buying. They said, for 190 million, you can take all the time you need to consider. So, no worries. The answer is actually, this group is probably better, right? The answer is about 15%. But generally, when I go and ask other businesses, do you know what the percentage is like, right? They've generally given me the numbers above 40%. They're like 50, 60, 70%. So you can see that a lot of them have the misconception that, yeah, it's a big number, we're out there, we're supplying, right? You know, the internet is not that important. For me to get online, it's not a big deal, right? Why bother now? So there's only about 100,000 online, which is about 15%. And that's really, really small. When you think about it, right? These people are losing out on all the customers that are coming online all the time. And you realize that this is due to the common misconception that getting online is hard, right? I need to have a master's in computing to get online. I need to, my customers are not ready yet, right? I can't bring this business online. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense for my customers. It's not ready. But you realize that that is not the problem, right? The problem is that it's a misconception. It's difficult to get online. That's why Google Malaysia says that, right? We will think of our partners, right? Like iTrain, SKMM, right? And Mining, say that, okay, let's help the Malaysian market. Let's help the Malaysian businesses by providing this program called Get Malaysian Business Online, where we give discounted domain hosting, right? We give a free website, we give free training, free backup, right? We pour in 10 million ringgit into the online advertising. We pour 25,000 hours of training into it, right? So let's get these businesses online, because we realize that this misconception has to change. We've seen since we launched this, right? We've seen people like to sell curry puff more online, sell to Singapore, sell beyond Singapore. Put it back like 5 years ago, to sell curry puff online from your home. I mean, it's a bit of a far-fetched, but right now we're showing the power of the internet, right? It's something that's plausible. We recently had a case study. A lady does acupuncture, right? Traditional Chinese medicine, she does it online. A guy who does house-to-house laundry delivery service, and he does it online. So we're showing that all these kind of businesses, right? They are the kind of businesses that you won't imagine being online, but yet they are taking it there, and they can see the benefit from it. So since we launched GMBO last year, we launched it around November last year, end of November, right? We've had about 15,000 signups, 5,000 sites gone live. It's pretty encouraging, but we believe that as Google Malaysia and as our partners, right, we can do so much more, right? There's so much more potential out there, right? And if it was possible, we want to get every single legitimate business online, right? Because when everyone goes online, everyone wins, right? We don't talk about it's not a zero-sum game. Like you go online, I lose, and we coexist together, right? So that's where GMBO comes in. So we've launched something else, which is called the Google Engage program. It's basically we realized that there needs to be an ecosystem where a lot of customers are spending their time advertising. A lot of customers spending their time, advertising or promoting outside of the online sphere, right? You look at a country like Australia, it has the same internet penetration rate as Malaysia, about 67 to 70%. But yet, Australia's online spend for advertising is 50%. Malaysia is less than 1%. So again, we see that, okay, there's a big disparity here. We got to go out there and do something about it, right? So that's where the Google Engage program comes in. We admit that, sometimes that as Google, we can't go and reach to every single business and say that, hey, these are the benefits of going online. We want to work with you and guide you online. I mean, we try as much as we can, but we realize that we need companies who are in the market who actually specialize in search engine optimization, right? Search engine marketing, right? Online advertising companies. So we said that, hey, we have this program called the Google Engage program. Why don't you join it as an agency? We'll give you free training on how to promote online advertising, right? You can get the vouchers, go and acquire customers. So we don't charge them anything at all. We give them the training material, we give them the selling material, we give them the vouchers to acquire customers. The vouchers can range anything from 200 ringgit to 500 ringgit, right, of free online advertising. And they go and acquire customers and they build the relationship with these customers over a long time. So this is something that we are currently doing in Malaysia. We currently have about 40 engaged agencies in Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken. We are going to do a training for them to get Google certified next Monday, in fact. So if anyone here is in SEO, right, or an engaged agency but hasn't received the application yet, please come and find me, because the training is pretty good, right? We're subsidizing the training, right, and we're giving it away, and we are testing it out in the market to see how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been speaking a lot. I think I've been speaking pretty fast. So I'm sorry, it's a bad habit of mine. Okay. Because I'm supposed to cover for 40 minutes. I'm sort of thinking wow, it's a pretty long one. No, I think it's better if we can do more one-on-one so you can engage each other better. Like Ola mentioned, it's more about networking this session. I don't think me speaking here, Ola speaking here will give you the next $1 million idea for your business, right? It's more about building the community at the moment. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask them now, or we can just have a session later. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
Question.
Yes.
For Get Malaysian Business Online, once you get people to sign up, they have a website.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing anything to help to market them to the web, or they have to do their own marketing?
Okay, so the Get Malaysian Business Online, that's an interesting question, right? The Get Malaysian Business Online actually comes with an $200 AdWords voucher as well.
Okay.
But let's be reasonable, right? If you don't even have an online website, right, probably advertising online is really far away. So right now, what we're trying to do, our focus right now is to get them online first. Then eventually, right, this is just our current view on it. Obviously, it might change over time. That's why we have the engaged agencies. Once they go online and then they say, hey, I'm very comfortable with being online, right? I'm fine with managing the site. Now I want to do more, right? So when we see requests that come out, I want to do more, we try to say what else can I do, right? That's when we realize that, okay, you're going to start using your AdWords vouchers. That's where the engaged agencies will come in and actually help to work with them. Because right now, right, it's overwhelming. If we were to just go ahead and straight away say that inside your website, right, advertise online immediately, and this is how you get your site #1 on the Google search. They'll just be mind blowing, right? So some of these people, right, they still need time to adapt, right? Because you've seen cases where we try to tell them that you need a website, and their feedback was, but I already have Facebook. So there's nothing wrong, right? That's why we're here. So we're just okay, then we realize, okay, we'll take a step back and find out how we are going to do an investment. And if it's not the same, right, you can do something else with it. So we are realizing that we also see this request, just for information, Get Malaysian Business Online website does not have e-commerce capabilities. You can make an order online and it will notify your phone, you send SMS to you, but there is no e-commerce. And yet we've seen people specifically requesting I want e-commerce right now, I want to give me e-commerce. But the requests are small in comparison to the majority, because most of them have not reached the level, and we decided that we do not want to overcomplicate things by throwing in e-commerce and all this, because then you just open up a whole floodgate of stuff right now.
Just to add one point to this, I think an interesting part would be that every business that goes through the Getting Businesses Online can also become part of a Google Business Group afterwards, so that the maybe less experienced businesses managing their brand online can actually network with a group of more experienced people, and then potentially for you also in the future this can be very interesting of getting new people into the community and also getting new and fresh ideas.